Hello, welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fantastic. And yeah, let's join for another evening of painting and drawing together. Yeah, let me just fix a little bit of a nice, cozy fireplace, as always. All right. There it is. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's continue with our Lord of the Rings illustration. Sorry about last week. If you were waiting or hoping for last stream last week, sorry, but I was absolutely destroyed. I was so tired. I couldn't make it. It wouldn't be fun. So so yeah, I had to take a little break, but here we are again. So yeah, I had like half an hour this morning to do to push it a little bit farther from what we did like 2 weeks ago. So that's why it's a little bit more things going on, especially with the background. Um, I mean, nothing that much I can show you. But this is, yeah, it was very abstract, so I just add a little bit of environment, starting to lay it up. And yeah. So yeah, let's begin. Let's continue with the recording and oh wait. Okay, now. So yeah, at this point, I think it's I'm kind of happy with the basic pose of the characters. So it's more about starting to define a little bit more the costume design and yeah, and add some details on them more than anything else. Sergio, hello Miguel. Did you speak about the Rings of Power already? Well, yes, a little bit, but not in detail since I haven't seen it. But I've been listening to a lot of reviews and talked to a lot of friends about it. So even though it is a very extremely partial opinion, but I have an opinion, even if limited, from it. So yeah, what are you wondering, Sergio? I mean, just like the short version is that it's terrible, sadly. But it's terrible piece of fun fiction. Has nothing to do with Tolkien. Doesn't feel like Tolkien, and on top of that, is terrible. Filled with inconsistencies. It is very boring. A lot of silly tropes. And yeah, the writing it's horrible, yeah, etc, etc. So yeah, in my close circle, the opinions are extremely negative. But again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what I would think if I would see it myself. But I mean, at least from the being or not being Tolkien, I mean, that's kind of objective, and I can see from what they are saying, it is not, and I know that I would have issues with it. Just only by that. But yeah. Sergio, I see that. I don't like it. But have you seen it, Sergio, yourself? And if so, what is your opinion? I mean, if you liked it, that's perfectly fine. I mean, in those cases that that people that like it, I'm very interested to know why they like it. Not trying to convert anybody, just genuinely curious. And talking about series or films or stuff like that, sadly, I've been so busy these past weeks that I haven't seen anything at all. So I'm not very much on the loop of anything interesting or new or cool. Sergio Ponce, I just saw the two first episodes, and it doesn't feel like Lord of the Ring, but it is entertaining. All right, well, at least you got that. Yeah, the friends that I've been talking to, they say that it was boring as hell, um, and feel um, with a lot of extremely annoying inconsistencies that kind of took them away from the story. You know, like things that happen in a way that are not explained, that don't make any sense, or and things that are, I mean, relatively easy to do right, but if you don't do it, it just like makes you question, wait a second, what is happening here, why is this? And as soon as that happened, it just like, as a storyteller, you are failing because you are taking people out of the fantasy and mood that you are trying to create, right? In my opinion, I mean, to be a good story, to be a good storyteller, the audience need to be immersed in it and not think about the craft, right? You are just immersed in it. And perhaps you might think at some point after you see it or something. But if you start to question things while you are watching, then as a storyteller, you are not a good storyteller. And of course, this is way easier said than done. I'm pretty aware that that is an extremely difficult thing to achieve. um, and something that, for example, when I've been hearing reviews on the internet, I it makes me laugh as well. Like people just, of course, everybody has opinions and they critique, but they think they would do it much better, right? And probably they would because it seems to be very bad, but still, I mean, people take for granted. I mean, when you see like a good film, a good series, beautifully written and driven, you see that and you take it for granted because it's so smooth, right? And you take that for granted that it's a very easy thing to do, but it is not. And quite the opposite. It's extremely difficult, and the proof of that is like the few real treasures that there exist, right? Most of the things that we consume in entertainment are pretty, at best, pretty uh, mediocre. So to manage to achieve that, it's extremely difficult. So yeah, I think it's important just to have those things into perspective as well when you critique somebody else work as well. Hampus Nielsen, will you do any Inktober stuff? No, I don't think so. I'm so busy. I don't have the time. What I could say is that I'm doing an Orktober thing with these guys. So yeah, that's my excuse. I don't have time for Inktober. I'm doing October. Sorry, Orktober. Um, but I have done it before, and it's a lot of fun. Um, it's just that yeah, I don't have the time. I barely have time for plenty of things. So yeah, at the moment, I I'm dealing with client work and and uh, and trying to find the best as I can time for my project. And these past weeks, I've been struggling with that, which is a shame. So yeah, I need to pay the bills. So uh, but things are still nevertheless moving forward at a very slow pace, but they are moving. I think I want to add, or yeah, see what happens, like some sort of gauntlets. Or half gauntlet, I don't know. Arturo Serrano. Hola Miguel, ¿cómo mola verte pintar de nuevo? Arturo, un placer tenerte aquí, muchas gracias. Lucius, hola peeps. Hola Lucius, how are you doing? Man, you are posting very nice characters lately. I'm really enjoying them. Very nice work, mate. Very cool ideas. But yeah, so I'm at the moment a little bit busy with client work and not leaving me too much time to dedicate to my project, which I'm a little bit how do you say frustrated about. By the way, talking about client work, have you seen the latest Dark Tide trailer? It's as a trailer, I really like it. The one for the where they present the character class of the Zealot. If you haven't seen it, I can play it for you. I will be happy to play it. I think it's awesome. And it shows a little bit also a little bit more of the soundtrack of the game, which is amazing. The soundtrack of the game, it's gonna be quite a hit, I think. Man, I'm so hyped for this game. You guys have no idea. And equally for me to play it and mostly for everybody to play it and experience it and hear what people have to say. Campus, good one. Yeah, man. Uh, I mean, it makes more sense in Orktober than Inktober, right? Fits better. Lucius, my parents are watching Rings of Power right now. I'm staying away from them. Good one. I think from what I'm hearing, it's reaching it's getting close to the levels of the Ultramarines. Goodness, but just with a lot of money. But that, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm convinced about this gauntlet, but Juan Carlos, nice. Hello. Rings of Powers ups? No, thank you. Juan Carlos, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think they are on the sixth episode right now, right? So it's quite already forward on the season, and from what I hear is like, yeah, nothing happens. And I don't know. I guess for me, the feeling I get is that this series is a perfect example of the people in charge with it being too focused on some sides things, uh, agenda, so to speak, than actually doing a good story. So they focus so much and put so much energy in other things that are not important, and then they kind of left the most important aspect, which is to do a good story. Where am I? Ay, 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 ay. Um, Sambor, hello. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Arturo Serrano, when are you coming as a guest to the Studio Creaturas? I really want to meet you and talk. Well, Arturo, ¿qué puedo decir? I told Rodrigo and Ayi many times that I would be very happy to do. So yeah, you just let me know. And I don't know if Rodrigo has mentioned anything, but I really like it. So yeah, I mean the podcast. So yeah, I listen to all the episodes, and it's great fun. So yeah, I really enjoy, and you talk about plenty of very interesting things, and yeah, sometimes I want to say things while I'm listening. It's like, oh shit, because yeah, very interesting, and and good topics. For those of you that don't know, Studio Creaturas is a podcast, sadly in Spanish, for those of you that don't speak Spanish, um, um, where they speak everything related to the video games industry. And it's great. They do a fantastic job at it. They have great guests, and it's something very. I think you guys had a great idea, because there is plenty of podcasts and stuff like that in English, but not in Spanish. So yeah, it is. It's great. Oh my goodness, this hand so bad. But yeah, I would be very happy to be in it, and very honored. It will be a great pleasure, I'm sure. I will. I mean, for by the way, for Christmas, I will go back to Madrid. So maybe it would be a good opportunity to meet in person. Lucius. Cheers, Miguel. I have been enjoying your crude posts too, although now I am worried they will have you. They will give you a towel to paint. Well, not for now. I can't say. I mean, to be honest, I how do you say I think it is a good thing that the Taos exist for the sake of diversity on the 40k universe, but they are by far my absolute least favorite race on the universe. I think um, they have too much of what in films or series called plot armor. You know what I mean? I mean, following the logic and context of the lore and things, they wouldn't stand a chance. Really. Um, where am I? Oh my goodness, sorry. I mean, I know I'm saying this every single time, but it's true. I'm very tired. It's quite late for me to do this at this time of the day because I get up very early every day. What I mean very early, I mean 5:30 in the morning. So yeah. But yeah, I don't have any other time to do this, so yeah. So yeah, I'm lost on the chat. Yeah, there you go. Dozen 01. A good story is make or break for me. Yeah, sure. I mean, and not for you. I mean, it's for everybody. At the end of the day, for any type of storytelling medium, book, um, comic book, um, film, TV series, that's the most important thing, regardless of how beautiful it might be. If the story and how it's that story is presented to you or told is not done in the proper way, then it fails. And that's the thing, it's something so inherent to humans, stories, that I mean, we feel it instantly when uh, there is a bad story or told in a very bad way. And of course, you might like in terms of your taste, right? That maybe is a certain type of stories that you don't enjoy a lot, or you are not that interested, but you still can, on a deeper level, you can recognize that is a good or bad story, or it's been, I mean, told in a good or bad way, regardless if it's your cup of tea or not. It's an inherent human trait. Um, right, about the type of the type of narrative that you use, and etc. etc. Which, by the way, not pun intended, but this is gonna sound like a commercial, but talking about narrative, I have my course at CGMA about narrative illustration, where I talk about these things quite a lot. Of course, directed to visual narrative for illustrations and images, etc., etc. Which has started this week. But this is the last week to get into, and still it's fine. You are not late if you decide to join now. In case you are interested, of course there will be more further terms later on, but yeah. Sadly, for the winter term, since I'm very busy, I will not be giving the class. I don't know if CGMA will have somebody else lecturing my course instead of myself, but it might happen that is not the case. But I will be back in spring anyway. But yeah, this week started the autumn term. And I'm very, very excited to meet all the new students next week. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, if you are interested about this topic about visual narrative, I encourage you to join the course, because it's I mean, it sounds a little bit bad since I have done it myself and it's my course, but it's I believe it's very good, and one that you will not see anywhere online, because normally certain courses, they touch these subjects like in a tangent way. They spend few minutes talking about it or dedicated to it. This course is entirely dedicated to this. We dive deep into this, so it's 8 weeks long. So it's a very hardcore course, focused into this subject. And as far as I'm aware, there is absolutely nothing out there on this topic aside from this course. So yeah, go and check it up. Narrative illustrations and characters at CGMA. Where am I? Again. Juan Carlos Zambrano. That's right. I'd heard, spoilers, that Galadriel's fall in love with Sauron. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard that. But if that is the case, then it's just like, what? What the hell? I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, being like a very hardcore fan of Tolkien, something that annoys me quite a lot with how they depict the character of Galadriel. Because for me, Galadriel has always been one of my absolute favorite characters. And she's awesome. She's absolutely awesome as obviously the author created her. And the Galadriel that they are presenting on the series has absolutely nothing to do with it. It's just a travesty. And yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that I'm not looking at the TV series, to be honest, because I know you never know. But from the things that I hear, I'm pretty sure I will be very annoyed by it. Arturo, pues todo dicho, lo muevo. Bueno, Arturo, como veas, yo encantado, será un honor. Hampus Nielsen, you work from 5:30. Well, work. It's my son that get ups at that time, so yeah, you could say it's work. But yeah, he gets up ahead. Blah, 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 blah. He gets up extremely early, so yeah. Sometimes we manage to make him sleep a little bit longer, but yeah, from 5:30, between 5:30 and 6:30, it's like it comes and goes, right? And yeah, it's tough. So I normally go to bed very early to compensate. Like a good boy, I go at 10 to bed. Never in my life before. But such is life. I'm a genuine night person. I can say I really struggle going to bed early to bed. I have to force myself. And I really struggle to be a normal person during the mornings. But yeah, I don't have a choice now. Well, and by the way, sorry, I completely forgot to mention, but Arturo that was here, he's an amazing artist himself. So you should definitely go and check him out. He's an amazing artist. So yes. Arturo that is there on the chat or was on the chat. I'm not sure if he's still here, but yeah. So you know his name, so you can check him out on Instagram and on ArtStation. Yeah, and talking about checking, nobody has mentioned anything regarding the Darktide new trailer. Have you seen it? Or if not, do you want me to play it? I will be very happy to do so because it's awesome. I love it. It's as a trailer, it's it puts the hype so high, in my humble opinion. Of course, if you are a 40k fanboy, as I am myself. And I'm about to share, well, not today, but on the coming days, something related to this that I haven't done ever in all my professional career, and it's pretty strange thing. But I have done some fan art of the same project that I'm working on. At the same time that I'm working on the project, I have done some fan art. Can you believe it? It's just nuts. Or at least I think it is. But yeah, I have been doing some while I'm doing paid work for Darktide on the side. I'm doing Darktide fan art. It's crazy, but just to show you how hyped I am about this game and this project. It's never happened something like this ever in my life before. But yeah, I actually posted on the Darktide Discord channel already, but yeah, I will be posting them soon on my Instagram. Sergio Ponce, voy a escribir mi pregunta en español por si quieres responderla en inglés. Venga, va, hago eso. ¿Crees que un artista por el mero hecho de practicar todos los días mejora o la práctica tiene que ser de una manera específica para aprender más rápido? All right, so I will translate the question so everybody that doesn't speak Spanish understand the question. Do you think an artist, just by the fact of practicing every day, gets better at it, or the practice must be done in a specific way to learn faster? Well, I think it's both. So they are not mutually exclusive. The yeah, just by painting and drawing all the time, you necessarily are gonna get better at it. For sure. Now, if when you are practicing, you are dedicating and focusing into something very specific, right? So you are not just like painting randomly, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna practice. Let's say that you need to improve, or you are not that good with perspective, let's say, and you start practicing and painting, focusing very much into getting better at with your perspective and focusing on that and paying a lot of attention and making studies. Obviously, you will get better faster than if you are just randomly painting and learning little by little and getting some things here and there about perspective. But yeah, if you dedicate and focus, then of course you're gonna learn faster. So I think it's both. I think maybe somebody else thinks otherwise, but that's what I think. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only one way to get better, and that's just by painting and drawing, like anything in life. In order to get better at something, you better spend time practicing that skill. There's no way around it. Right, I'm doing an error at the moment, which I'm getting trapped into rendering stuff too much. Of course, I have the excuse that I mean, I still need to learn to paint and draw. Sorry, to paint and talk with you at the same time, which is not easy. So when I speak, I tend to fall into just polishing or definition mode because it's pretty uh, lazy on on my brain usage, right? And at the moment, what I need to do is actually work more on the design more than anything else. And yeah, it's already getting a little bit too polished for my own taste, or for I want to for the illustration. So let's see if I can do something. And Sergio, I hope that it makes sense what I said about your question. Cantabrian, hey Miguel, liking the progress of this painting. Thanks, man. Thank you. Much appreciated. How are you doing, by the way? Doesn't. I will be sure to look into it. Yeah, the course. Yeah, of course. The green goats. Hey man, question if you could help. I'm starting to watch Lord of the Rings movies. I want to watch it in order. So where do where do I start with the Hobbit or Fellowship Rings? Well, uh, from the timeline, it should be the Hobbit, but they are so horrible, in my opinion, that I would say just keep them all together. I mean, they are horrible, so I would just say skip them all together. My humble opinion. They are a crime. Um, so I would just go with the Fellowship of the Rings and just to see the Peter Jackson trilogy of the Lord of the Rings, and that's about it. I mean, if anything, what I would encourage you is just to read the books because they are. It's just a masterpiece. It's so good. It's Yeah, I don't know where the general public stands in respect to the trilogy of the Hobbit films, but I, yeah, I don't know if people like it or not. In general, I think it's horrible. They are horrible. I think I just enjoy the only the first half of the first film. That's it. The rest, I think, is just pure garbage. bit like a Roman armor. Um, Hampus Nilsson, watch it just now. Great music for it. Will you be playing it? Game stream next up. Hampus. Yeah, I think I'm not sure yet, since I mean, yeah, the stream is not about gaming, but yeah, perhaps I might dedicate a few to talk a little bit more about some share some insight about the development from a creative point of view about certain things, perhaps, and showing certain things. I don't know. Perhaps I'm not sure, but it could be a cool idea for certain. I know I would enjoy it to do it. I think it's gonna be such an amazing game. I mean, to me, I mean, what I'm gonna share. This is extremely personal view on the whole thing, but for me, as a hardcore Warhammer 40k fan, this game is the game that I have been waiting my whole life to play on a video game. This is it. I have always, with all the different good games that the few ones, but there have been good ones of 40k. You know, it's like never, for me at least, never managed to um, how can I say this, to never managed to fulfill the the need to experience the fantasy of and the thrill of and horror of 40k, right? So we have always experienced it through my very cold perspective, right? From strategy games, from third person perspective. There are some very few examples of first person games, but to me they didn't manage to recreate 40k in the way I see it, and this is it. So again, this is the game I've been waiting my whole life to play as a 40k nerd, and to be able to, for the first time, to experience how it might feel to be in one of these crazy 40k stories. In this case, as an inquisitorial agent. And put things into the horror of the human, of seeing everything through the perspective of a normal person, normal human, not through the eyes of a mighty space marine, right? Or aliens, or like mighty characters and heroes. No, you are just, I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the vision of the game. You are just a convict. So you are the scum. You are the lowest of the lowest. And I love it. I love it. And I know for a fact, for example, that's the reason, for instance, why Dan Abnett kind of joined the project as well. He wasn't. I mean, he was approached first just to, yeah, like a video game thing, and he was like very dismissive, like, yeah, I don't know, yeah, sure, I'm gonna check it out. Just, I mean, what is the vision for the project, etc. Like, yeah, but not very. And when he was explained what the vision of the game, what is intended, what they wanted to do, is like, I have to be in this game now. That was it. And it's kind of funny because that's exactly the reaction that I got when I got pitched Dark Tide when they contacted me to join the team. It's like, oh, what? Yes, please count me in. I have to be in this project. Who do I need to kill to get in this project? That was my reaction. So yeah, it was quite funny to hear that it was very similar for Dan Abnett. And another thing is that, I mean, of course, time will say, right? This is just me projecting, and I might be wrong. I hope not, but we the fans, we are gonna be completely spoiled by this game in terms of what it's gonna deliver, and it's gonna put the bar so high in terms of what to expect from other 40k games in the future. In terms of the, especially, I mean, because I mean, yeah, a strategy game is gonna offer a very different experience from this game, right? So taking that into account, so from purely from an immersion point of view, this game Darktide is gonna put the bar so high that yeah, it's for any other company or any other project that try to attempt something similar, it's gonna be difficult. And I mean, I know for a fact, obviously, because I've been involved, that the project has been a challenge. It hasn't. I mean, it's one of those things, as we were talking before previously about when you listen to a good story, you take it for granted. You know, like, yeah, of course I can do that myself as well, because it is made to look so easy, but it's not. It is not easy, and this is another example, right? It's been quite a challenge to put together the vision that they wanted for the game. And of course, I mean, we'll see what happens in with bugs and stuff like that, which are completely out of my knowledge. But in terms of what they want to do with the game and the vision is just it's just genius. I mean, another way to see it, or how I see it, is like, once the game is released and then we have it, then it's like the question, like, why haven't we had a game like this before? How could we have been for such a long time surviving without a game like this of 40k? There have been some honorable attempts, but yeah, just attempts. And again, I'm being, of course, very biased. I'm aware of it, but also I'm being extremely I'm opening up and being very honest and sincere about how I feel as a fan of 40k. I'm so hyped, and it's so. I think I have mentioned this several times. That of course, in any project that you work with, it's always one of the challenging aspects is to know about it and wanted to share things with people, right? But you obviously you cannot, right? But in this case, the urge to speak up and scream, you know, for instance, about the fact that Dan Abnett is working on the project, and knowing it, yeah, for such a long time, and not being able to share that. It was such an awesome experience when they decided just to made it public as as well, like a great marketing move as well. Obviously, I mean, you have Dan Abnett, you have to make it public at some point. but yeah, the struggle just to uh, to shut your mouth and not say anything. It's just like you are just itching on the inside. It's just like, I want to say, I want to speak up, I want to scream. But yeah. Sergio Ponce, algo que entendí de lo que dijiste es, además de que las dos cosas son necesarias, es que hay que estudiar temas específicos como la perspectiva y así. Sergio, sí, básicamente que de las dos maneras aprendes. Esa es la versión corta. Y sí que lógicamente vas a aprender más rápido cuando estudias algo concreto y sabiendo que te estás centrando en ello. Pero de las dos maneras aprendes. Jaime Davila. Hi Miguel, nice to catch up with your streams. Long time since the word bearer illustration. How is work and family going? I'm painting my plague marine while watching those cool orcs. Nice, Jaime, nice. Doing very good, thank you. And just, yeah, like as I was explaining before, just very busy with work. Struggling to find some time for my projects, the Brethren of the Clouds, but still, regardless of that, just working on it slowly, but yeah, not at the pace that I would like. But yeah, overall, doing very good. How about you? And please, once you you finish, well, or not, well, whenever you feel sharing, please share that plague marine. This should be a chainmail. Maybe I should do it now. Let's see. Sometimes I've been asked about how I do chainmails. I don't have a specific way. Lately, I've been doing this, which is definitely not the most clever way to do it. But I just liked it, and yeah, so I can show you how I've been doing it. Where are you? I hate this. Here. And I should do how do you say? I should do a brush out of these. I know, but since I haven't, then I have to do this from scratch. So I'll basically do like this. I copy, so I create some sort of stamp. Blasol, hola Miguel, hola, bienvenido. Hampus Nielsen, that's cool. I tend to always miss the Space Marines in 40k stuff when they aren't there. Love the books about Eisenhorn, but other than that, nice to work on something that you really loved. Yes, man. Yes, it's been a blessing. These projects. Um, I mean, I've been working on this for over 20 years now, and and of course I have worked in lots of projects that were a blast and were fantastic. Um, so, but I cannot. I mean, this project is by far the most the best project I have ever worked with. In terms of how fun it has been and it is, and the subjects, it's just like it's how do you say, it's a dream project, and of course the people at Fat Shark, they are amazing. All right, so I have these. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect. So it's like some kind of how do you say, visual illusion using a stamp. And let's just make a copy just in case I want to use another one later on. Put it there. One second. My wife is very shy. She doesn't want to appear on the camera. That's why. All right. So yes, something kind of like this. So it gives kind of imitates slightly feel of a chainmail. But this is just the base, so I will be painting on top of this anyway. Um, and yeah, I was Hampus. Yeah, you mentioned the thing about Eisenhorn, the books, especially if you like those books. It's I think the game is going to be even more enjoyable because it's really diving into that that world, right? Okay. Hampus, well, you're hyping up the game now. Yeah, I know. I know I am. But I'm genuinely hyped about it. And of course, I mean, it might be not the type of game that you might enjoy. That's another thing, right? So it's, I mean, the if there would be a project that would be even better for me than Dark Tide, would be like exact time type of vision and setting and everything, but instead of just co-op multiplayer game, it's just like a more story driven single player game. That would definitely be my the thing that I would like to do the most. We could really dive even. I mean, because there's obvious narrative limitations with a co-op multiplayer game, right? So so there is so much that you can do in terms of story, etc., etc. Um, I'm just dreaming at this point because again, as I was putting things into perspective, this is the absolute best project I have ever worked in my entire career. And I have worked in very big projects and very good ones. So it's not because of the lack of that, but Jaime Davila, thanks Miguel. Right now I'm working as 3D character artist for a triple A video game, The Lords of the Fallen. It launched on 2023, so I'm really happy with that. The Lord of the Fallen. It rings a bell. Can you share a little bit more details about it? If, of course, without getting into trouble, but anything that you can share that is already public, just to refresh my mind. But man, that's awesome. Lord of the Fallen. God damn it. Jaime, sure, I can share my Plegmine. Where do you prefer me to show it? On the Discord server. That would be perfect. Lucius, I seen the trailer for that game. Loving the art direction. Man, it rings a bell, but I cannot picture it on my mind. Hampus, yeah, more single player games, please. Yes, man. Need to sleep now, though. Have a great week, everyone. Hampus, thanks. Have some good rest. Jaime, the cinematic trailer was released a month ago or so. You can check it up. Sure, you will like it. Right? I will check it up as soon as I finish the stream. It's and it rings a bell, so I guess I must have seen it. Is it for a specific platform? I mean, if it's AAA, I guess it's for all platforms. Well, not necessarily, but is it let's say, is it science fiction, fantasy, horror? I mean, I get the feeling that as soon as I will see the trailer, it's like, yes, now I remember. Where is the studio located, by the way? Oh, and what's the name of the studio? Wait, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, shit. What? What the hell? What? Sorry, I'm just confused because I feel I have messed somehow with the layers. Okay, no, now I know what it is. Because I had two copies. Okay. Let's see. have no idea what. I moved a layer and I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so confused. I have. We have talked about this in a previous a long time ago on the stream that I hate to have a lot of layers, and this is one of the reasons. It's just like why is this? What? Unless I'm missing something here, just only in my head, but I feel like somehow I moved some part of. Yeah, you see, I mean, what the hell? Yes, I wasn't imagining things. I have no idea what I did. Yes, everything is okay. Yeah, now I know. Let me just go back. My goodness, this is so retarded. Somehow I moved it without realizing it. This is so retarded. And now it's just like now it's like a puzzle game. See where I think that's where it was supposed to be. There. I think that's it. No, Wait. What? Seriously, I have no idea what happened. Okay, well, I think more or less. Time to merge some layers, I guess. The universe is trying to say it, trying to tell me something. All right, at least those. Well, sorry. This thing really screwed up my mind, and just trying to figure out what the hell was happening. So yeah. I'm just realizing I would like this this way. All right. Well, I think that was a great way to show that I'm very tired. uh, and maybe I should just call it up for today. Well, and good that I just got it now and not another day. Then that would really, really, really would have fucked with my mind. I hate when things like this happen. I really do. Well, the helmet is still not decided. I just there waiting. Also, I know I want. Maybe I just could lay it off now. But I want this guy to have chainmail as well under the helmet. I will have to show that. Well, plenty of things to do. Goes very slowly, but yeah, of course, I mean, now everything looks very shiny as well. I would definitely, I'm planning just to give an wear and tear a pass to everything so it looks a little bit more worn, and yeah, so it doesn't look so just to give it a little more orcish feel. Yeah, at the moment he looks too shiny, but yeah. I think I'm just will call it for today. Let's see. Jaime, the first game had a very generic fantasy art design, but they are rebooting the saga and the art is so much better. It's medieval grimdark fantasy. Is it kind of similar to Dark Soul type of game? Jaime Davila, the studio is on Poland. I'm working from Madrid as part of a outsourcing studio. All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna check it up as soon as I close the stream, and we can talk about it next week. But that's fantastic. Okay, so you are working from Madrid. What is the outsourcing studio called? I'm sorry if I'm asking too many questions, but I'm always very curious to know what you guys do. Just to kind of put you like have a an image to who I'm talking to. Sergio, Miguel, do you know the Dark Elf saga, Dries Dorden? Yes, I do. I read the first book, I think. Didn't like it much, I have to say. I know there's a huge fan base for that character. The problem, and again, just let me put it like straight. This is extremely personal opinion, so I'm not dismissing anybody's taste or anything. It's just for me. It wasn't for me. I feel like this kind of American fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons. It's a little bit too silly for me. Maybe silly is not the is not the proper word. Sorry. I like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it to a certain degree, but I cannot take it seriously. That's it's too much Americanized medieval fantasy. If you see what I mean, it's too. It's a little bit childish. Maybe that's. I don't know. It didn't cut it for me. I just. Yeah. Yeah. I I didn't. It's not that it was bad. It's just that it wasn't for me. Um, I'm very extremely picky with fantasy, and I'm not. I haven't read that much of fantasy literature. Just some few because of that. Because it's difficult for me to get into it if it's not enough, if the worlds are not grounded enough. So yeah, that's why I like Lord of the Rings a lot. That's why I like the Game of Thrones book series, because they feel grounded. It's not silly, even though it's an American author. But so yeah, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, maybe I kind of maybe you're a huge fan of it. So yeah, again, I'm not dismissing of it. It's just not for me. Cool character though. I give you that. Jaime, yeah, it's like Dark Souls. My studio is called Secret Six. All right. Yes. Okay, so now everything just falls in place. I think uh, I, I think now I know which one it is, but I'm still gonna just refresh my mind. Um, all right. Well, and thanks, Jaime, for sharing. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining. Have a wonderful evening or morning, depending on where you are. Um, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you next week. And let's see. Hopefully, I will have some time to work on the illustration. Some half an hour here, some half an hour there, and hopefully I push it a little bit forward for next week. We'll see. Anyway, have a good one and see you next week. Bye bye.